Greetings, girl, and welcome to my world of phrasing right up to bat. It's the daisy age and you're about to walk top stage, so wipe your lottos on the mat. Hip-hop love this is, and don't mind when I quiz your involvements before the sun. But clear your court, cause this a one-man sport, and who's better for this than plug one? Don't have to worry about me squashing other deals, cause they've already
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Vous êtes écoutés à la nouvelle émission de les franchisees avec Ben et Alex.
Alex goes away to Europe for a couple of weeks and he comes back a changed man.
J'ai oublié l'anglais. Je peux seulement parler en français. Et le roumain.
J'ai, meaning me, throw a, to, dans les oubliettes. Yeah. And it puts the lotion on its skin type situation. You know what I'm talking about?
D'accord.
Yeah. That's sort of how the podcast studio works anyway. We always say it's at Alex's apartment, but it's really my apartment. I own it, and I lower the bucket down to Alex with the microphone.
Yeah, there's a microphone in a bucket, and you're holding a little fluffy white dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we got to keep this one lean and tight.
Little bit lean. We're both kind of frigged for
I'm
different
fucked
reasons.
off of the jet lag.
Yeah, and I've been acting in a motion picture, which is really cool.
Yeah, the Fablemans too.
Yeah, I'm the grown up Sammy Fableman. He really let himself go. The twink death has really hit Sammy Fableman hard, and now he's a fat piece of shit.
Oh. I watched it on the plane.
Really?
There, yeah.
Have you not seen it?
No, I hadn't seen it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I wrote a review on Letterboxd. I think I said some of my favorite episodes of The Fablemans includes Uncle Boris Comes to Town and Sammy Fableman in Fidelity Fiasco or something like that.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, and I'm now adapting it to a long-run series. I mean,
nice.
I plan it to be long-running. It's hard to say. But
I did like it, though. I know you're a big fan.
It's really good.
And I really like that ending with David Lynch.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, I watched Renfield.
Oh,
that was yesterday, yeah.
I'm sure that was just as good, right?
Equally. Yeah. No, Renfield was like, I like movies that are tonally bizarre and are mishmashes of different genres and styles, but this one didn't really... It was like the action element. Like it goes... I like that it was gory, but then it's got this like police procedural action thing with Awkwafina that takes itself kind of too seriously. So I don't know.
Yeah, it looked... I mean, the first time I saw the trailer and I see Nicolas Cage at the end, I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's worth a watch just for those parts. And then I kept seeing the trailer and I kept seeing like, oh man, like that's going to be like 15 minutes of the movie. And the rest of the movie is going to be Nicholas Hoult and Awkwafina. And he's going to be like, like doing his British thing.
I do like Nicholas Hoult.
I like Nicholas Hoult too. I know. Yeah. Hey, are you the kid from About a Boy?
Are you the boy from About a Boy?
Are you the boy from About a Boy? Listeners will know that's what someone shouted at Alex from a moving car.
Yeah, it was two. I remember them being bros in a convertible with the top down. Stopped me on the side of the street in Toronto when I was in grade 7, and asked if I was the boy from About a Boy.
That's really funny.
I wish I was.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
Well, I wish I wasn't
so
as hungover as I am, and it's just because I had a...
You live in that actor life now.
Yeah, exactly. I had to go. I partied really hard last night.
RDJ
at the with RDJ at the Viper Room. I hate to tell you this, but
no.
Joaquin's brother River, he didn't have he had a bad night, man. I don't really want to talk about it. It's fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did all we could, but it was, I don't know. It's not funny. It's not funny. No, I just got drunk by myself. I just needed to relax. You know, I'm finding it hard to sleep while we're shooting, but it's been really fun. And it's going to my head. Like I'm a star.
Yeah. Well, we're not just film critics. We're film makers.
That's right.
We're film people. Right.
We filmed the big scene as well yesterday.
Oh, nice.
The scene, it's kind of a riff on the ending of Boogie Nights.
Where you just show your dick in the mirror?
Yeah, and you go, I'm a star.
Yeah.
I'm a star.
Yeah.
But instead of it being really big, it's really small. Yeah.
Are you saying I'm a star though?
Yeah, I'm a star. I'm a star. Yeah.
Yeah.
No prosthetics were used. It's my
actual tiny penis.
Yeah, they didn't need to use any prosthetics. Well, right off the bat, like we said, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
We had recorded those last two back to back, so it's officially it's August 20th, 420.
This one, this one is. I haven't seen my family, my loved ones. Like you're the first person I've seen since I've been back. We were. Nice. That was us high-fiving. Yeah. We were flirting with the idea of recording yesterday.
Late night.
I fell asleep at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was like, I'm fucked.
Yep.
And you were just super wiped and
I was
wasted.
Wiped. And I had to have some drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 bottles of sake. And a White Claw and an Arizona Hard iced tea.
Have you had those Tahiti treats?
Yeah. Oh, it's like sickening. It's so sweet, right?
They just taste like fruit punch.
Yeah.
You'd actually be hard pressed to believe there's alcohol in it.
Exactly. Well, in between last episode and now, if you remember in the last episode, we offered a challenge to the listeners and we said, listen, if you write in an email, if you're the first person to write an email to our official podcast email, the franchisees pod at gmail.com.
Subscribe, like, listen, leave a review.
Yeah.
We love you.
We'll kill you if you don't do it. And so someone actually did. Someone wrote in. Is it a random listener? No, it's one of my friends.
Yeah.
Which is great. Mm-hmm. It's actually preferable to it being just some weirdo.
Is one of your troll friends trolling the pod with some bullshit request?
Troll. Well, let me read this email here. Listening to the pod. Oh, sorry. The deal was we would read whatever they sent.
Yeah.
Right. So there's an email, and then there's a spoken word performance piece that I'll have to read. So, and I'll try to do it very quickly. But here's the email from my dear friend Fraser. Listening to the pod while walking old Loomy the Labrador around the streets of Cowtown, and it occurred to me there's only one set of life lessons worth reading on air. To this date, the LP for this is one of my greatest vinyls ever gifted to me. You and Handsome Rob, a shout out to Handsome Rob, outdid yourself by gifting this timeless album on my 22nd birthday. This is true. I owned this and I gave it to Fraser because if someone had to have it, it was him. And now your listeners will have a transformational learning experience. Happy readings, Fraser. He sent a follow-up. He said, found a few typos in my spoken word request below. Correct now. Can Benny's Business Corner become Benny Reed's 90s hip-hop? It could be done in a way of Buzz TV's German dinner theater vibe. Cheers from Calgary. Friend of the pod, Fraser. Can Benny's Business Corner be Benny Reed's 90s hip-hop?
Well, it's already been in breakfast.
It can be anything. I mean, and I'll tell you what it is today. Today, it's Benny Reed's 90s hip-hop.
Yeah. Funky fresh. Wu-Tang.
That's how hip-hop sounds.
In the 90s.
I'm going to read this. I'm pretty tired, but I'm going to read it. I'm not going to rap. I'm just going to try to read it and get it over with. How about that?
Please.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round, I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink up all the Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty. Yo ladies, oh how I'd like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme. I like my beats funky. I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy. I'm sick with this, straight gangster Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, fat girl, come here. Are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. Then say I'm ugly, but they say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting into girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Oh, do me, baby, come on, do the Humpty Hump. Come on and do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby. Check me out, y'all. Do the Humpty Hump. Just watch me do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby. Yeah, do the Humpty Hump. Do you know what I'm doing? Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. People say, yo, Humpty, you're really funny looking. That's all right, because I get things cooking. You stare, you glare, you constantly try to compare me, but you can't get near me. I give him more, see, and on the floor, B, all the girls, they adore me. Oh yes, ladies, I'm really being sincere, because in a 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear. Mm-hmm. My nose is big, I'm not ashamed. Big like a pickle, I'm still getting paid. I get laid by the ladies, you know I'm in charge. Both how I'm living and my nose is large. I get stupid. I shoot an arrow like Cupid. I'll use a word that don't mean nothing, like Luke did. I sang on Do What You Like, and if you missed it, I'm the one who said, just grab 'em in the biscuits. Also told you that I like to bite. Well, yeah, I guess it's obvious I also like to write. All you had to do was give Humpty a chance. And now I'm gonna do my dance. It's like a threat, mama. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Oh, do me, baby, come on, yeah, sexy lady, do the Humpty Hump. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby, sexy baby, every day. Everybody, do the Humpty Hump, do the Humpty Hump. Come on and do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby, do the Humpty Hump. Do you know what we're doing? Do the Humpty Hump. We doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. Oh, do me, baby. Do the Humpty Hump. Watch me do the Humpty Hump. Oh yeah, that's the break, y'all. Little of the bass groove right here. Oh yeah, and now that I told you all a bit about myself, let me tell you a little about this dance. It's real easy to do. Check it out. First, I limped to the side like my leg was broken, shaking and twitching, kind of like I was smoking. Crazy, whack, funky. People say, you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty. That's all right, because my body's in motion. It's supposed to look like a fit or a convulsion. Anyone can play this game. This is my dance, y'all. Humpty Hump's my name. No two people will do it the same. You got it down when you appear to be in pain. Humpin', funkin', jumpin'. Jig around, shaking your rump. And when a doo-doo chump... punk points a finger like a stump, tell him step off, I'm doing the hump. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Do me, baby, and do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Dance, do the Humpty Dance, doing the Humpty Dance. Do the Humpty Hump, do you know what I'm doing? Doing the Humpty Hump. We're doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. Oh, do me, baby. Watch me do the Humpty Hump. Check it out. Oh, do me, baby. Black people, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby. Come on, white people, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby. Puerto Ricans, do the Humpty Hump. Just keep on doing the Humpty Hump. Oh, do me, baby. Samoans, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. And that's it. Those are the 4 types of people. Oh yeah, let's get stupid. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Give me the music. Everybody do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Give me the music. Do the Humpty Hump. Come on and do the Humpty Hump. Give me the music. Do the Humpty Hump. Do you know what we're doing? Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Oh yeah, gonna break it down. Oh, do me, baby. Yeah, sexy lady. Oh, do me, baby. Once again, the underground is in the house. I'd like to send a shout out to the whole world. Keep on doing the Humpty Dance, and to the ladies, peace and humptiness forever. Thank you.
Wow.
Fraser, thank you for...
Fuck you, Fraser.
Yeah, thank you.
You just cost us so many goddamn listeners.
Yeah, if you're still listening after that, like...
We appreciate
maybe
you.
We'll put a roll of... I mean, you can
a
just
hit out on Fraser's head.
You could just hit that fast forward button, right? There's that 30-second button. Just keep hitting that however many times you have to.
A few times. No, that was great.
Thanks. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty tired. There's 2 other really quick things. And I know maybe we've already alienated everybody who would listen to this already, but there's 2 other quick things. If you remember, Will was on our show 2 episodes ago. Mm-hmm. And he had a lot of facts and a lot of knowledge. Mm-hmm. And of course, who watches The Watchmen? Who fact checks the fact checkers? Mm-hmm. Well, his family, that's who. So his cousin, Maxim, our correspondent in London, he said this, quoting something Will said at the 1 hour, 17 minute, 25 second mark. Foisted is just from the mishearing of hoisted by my own petard. Remember when Will said that?
Yeah.
Maxim says, this sounded suspicious to me because hoist and foist have fairly different definitions. After a quick Google, it seems that while foisted on his own petard is a common malapropism, foist is actually thought to derive from the obsolete Dutch verb voisten, meaning to take into one's hand, which comes from Middle Dutch voist, fist.
Wow.
Foist came to mean to insert surreptitiously in the late 16th century pre-Hamlet, because it was introduced to English in the context of gambling with dice, when someone would secretly palm one of their dice and replace it with a trick die in the middle of a game. Yeah, well, the more you know. All right, well, if you're still listening, we have one more. We have one more.
It's just a family of fact-checking.
Well, if that wasn't embarrassing enough to be fact-checked by your cousin...
You're going to start like a Game of Thrones-esque, like Borgia...
It's already started.
Backstabbing. Like, people are going to turn up dead in this family.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's already... Well, just listen to this. This is from Leo, Will's brother.
His own brother.
Dear Ben, honored as I was to receive a shout-out in your recent episode of the Franchisees podcast, I'm afraid that my purposes in writing you are less than honorable. You see, in the course of human events, it sometimes becomes necessary to embarrass the shit out of one's siblings. In other words, I must fact-check the fact-checker. Will and I, as children, watched a number of Ninja Turtle reruns on Teletoon. Oh. Enough of them, in fact, that he began to relate himself to Raphael.
Oh my God.
Will was enamored of Raph's badass attitude and even badasser sigh. It brings me no pleasure to report this, nor do I intend to make more of this than it is. Nevertheless, I feel it is important that the truth be brought to light. Will's claim that he had no exposures to the Turtleverse is simply false. I intend no offense by calling out a friend of the pod like this. In the future, I should hope to write in again to your show, as is apparently Gertler family tradition. Sincerely, Leo Gertler. P.S. Feel free to edit this down for brevity. Nope. That P.S. I'm ignoring that in all three of the things.
That will be edited out.
Yeah. So, anyway, if you're still listening, this is a movie podcast.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's genuinely upsetting. Will's a liar.
Why would someone why would he lie to us? Like
straight up to our faces.
Will, I don't know. I mean, feel like he has to be held accountable.
Well, we haven't had a flogging in a while. We should flog him with my training nunchucks that I found at my office. They're padded. So, Will, next time you're on, you're going to get a mean old nunchucking.
Sure. Well, and shortly after sending me that message, I believe it was unrelated, possibly not. Maxim sent me an image of a Kermit the Frog flog. It was Kermit the Flog.
Oh.
And it was like the same kind of felt green color. And his eyeball that has the little, that's the like base at the end of the flog.
Right.
It's really quite upsetting. Yeah. It's like, it's a little clockwork orange. I don't know.
You can get that if you want.
I don't know. It's kind of...
I'm okay with my blood-stained.
Yeah, I don't like to mix business and pleasure. So I'm not going to be getting that Kermit the Flog.
Yeah. Will exposed.
Yeah,
that was great.
Sorry.
That was like an episode of Jerry Springer.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Jerry.
But too like really polite.
yeah.
Well worded.
Yeah, two very thoughtful responses. Yeah. Well worded, well written.
I can't wait for Will's inevitable
return.
Yeah, because there will be one.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Will's coming back. Open door policy, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about your trip, Alex.
Well, Ben, it sucks the last place I was in was Paris, and it really sucks to be in a place as pretty as Paris and come back to Toronto. Toronto is just an ugly city, filled with ugly people.
Yeah,
except for you.
Thanks, man.
You're present company excluded.
That's nice.
And I'm just having a bit of that. What are we even doing here anymore?
Sure.
The Canadian dream's a lie.
The traveler depression.
Yeah.
I know there's another name for it, but the ennui you feel when you come back.
Yeah, it's like the same thing I felt
over.
after, I watched Way of Water.
Exactly. The Pandora sickness or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was great. I think we should just straight up pick up our microphones and relocate to somewhere in Europe. We'll find a cute little villa or cottage we can stay in and just rent movies and record. I, in a real Francis Ha moment, was in Lausanne, Switzerland.
Yes.
And the first thing I did when I got there, I got to my hotel, I Googled nearby movie theaters. I didn't want to do much, I'd gone in from a flight and I was like, I'll go watch the Ninja Turtles. And there was one close enough by. I tracked it down, and first thing I did in Switzerland was watch the Ninja Turtles.
That's
and it had subtitles in French and German.
That is so
I was like,
funny.
this is very Swiss.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Apologies to, I believe his name was Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
I did not go to Gruyere, unfortunately, but I did get a chance to see the cute town of Martigny and Montreux, where the famous jazz festival is. But it was weeks after the jazz festival had ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw no jazz.
Yeah. The notes they were not playing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There were no notes.
But it was beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you earlier, just being in, especially Lausanne, going around, I had a couple days there to myself that were free, just wandering around. It was really giving me the Vanishing vibes. I felt I was in
Spoorloos.
The Vanishing,
Spoorloos.
yeah, which doesn't take place in Switzerland. It's Austrian and French.
Yeah.
But there were like just a lot of roads and roadside stops that just kind of, I felt like I would potentially maybe be abducted by that man with the strange goatee and buried alive.
I mean,
spoilers if you haven't seen spoilers for Spoorloos.
Yeah, spoilers, but you can see it coming, right?
Well, yeah, I get.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not at the time, but now.
No.
How many how many movies have somebody buried alive now, right?
Oh, a dime a dozen.
Yeah, all the time.
Buried with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that would be the number one I would think of. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, yeah, and then and so how was Paris? To steal a joke from Jordan, when the movie Parasite was coming out, he would say, "Oh, I love Paris. I've seen Parasite. All sorts of parasites like the Louvre and right.
Yes.
It's pretty good."
Well, I did see a lot of parasites. I kind of got a lot of the touristy stuff out of the way, so that if I ever go back, I could just live my best Parisian life and just chill out at a cafe, getting steadily drunk on French wine. And but I went to the Louvre. I went to the Musée d'Orsay. Usually Whistler's mother is in the collection, but she was currently on loan to, I think,
Mr. Bean,
Philadelphia.
Isn't that the one that Mr. Bean ruins?
I don't remember that movie.
She was currently on loan to Mr. Bean. That's what you were trying to say.
But she wasn't there, so I guess you can say Whistler's mom has got it going on.
You could say.
But you shouldn't. I don't know. I went to the I did a John Wick tour.
Yeah, nice.
So I went to the Arc de Triomphe, where John Wick fights a lot of people on motorcycles.
Gets hit by a car and stuff.
Yeah. And then I walked the Champs-Élysées and ended up. I don't know. It's all very beautiful. It's one of the prettiest cities I've ever been to. I did go to the Sacré-Cœur. And I threw myself down the John Wick steps.
It's true, yes. So Alex sent a video to myself and to our guests for the John Wick 3 and 4, Joel, of him throwing himself violently.
Yeah.
Throwing himself down the stairs to see.
Dressed as the Joker, set to Gary Glitter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. na, na, hey, and you could just hear his bones cracking. It was awesome. Yeah. You look totally like you've recovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing healthcare system.
No, I guess right. Yeah. And you were wearing one of the John Wick, the Joker style John Wick suits that has the bulletproof and probably a bit of padding in there as well.
Right. Right. Yeah, it was funny. I was there, and I was. It's swarming with tourists. It's teeming with tourists. I actually
John Wick heads.
All John Wick heads. Yeah. They're all dressed up as their favorite characters. There's a bunch of guys there dressed as Jason Mantzoukas.
TikTok, Mr. Wick.
But I was like, there's no way they could have. They could have had a duel here. complete fabrication.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
No, probably not. Yeah. Even if it was like early morning, right? There'd still be some.
I don't think so.
Ambitious tourists.
I think people would go there to watch the sunrise.
Yeah, and the duel.
And the dueling, of
There's
course.
a duel going on.
Yeah. Did you hear?
Great. And did you get to any of the top 5 Romanian destinations? I mean, obviously, maybe just your birthplace.
I forgot about Romania. Poor old Romania.
Well, you don't worry about it.
No, I mostly just saw family. Saw a lot of
that's
family.
right.
It was my first time visiting in 9 years.
Wow.
So I just had to pay my dues.
Yes.
And seal and show them what a big strong boy I grew up into.
Yes.
But I got some insight into that photo of me on the pig actually.
Oh, okay.
The pig was dead. It was dead and it was like set on fire to burn off the hairs or something. It was like a Christmas tradition.
Oh.
Where they like kill a pig and then they prepare it and stuff. And part of it involves like kind of like firing it up to so that's why it looks so diseased.
And they just plop
and
you
they
on
put you put a child on it for good luck or something.
Really?
Something like that, yeah. I thought you'd like that. Yeah, isn't that awesome?
You blessed the Christmas pig by sitting on it.
In my like little fluorescent blue.
That is so cool. Well, that explains
snowsuit.
why the pig looks so messed up.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. It's dead and it's been lit on fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea. That's great.
Real eye-opening stuff.
Yeah. Well, listeners, Alex will have to share that image on Instagram or something. maybe I'll just share it. We'll see. Because it really is a sight to see. And now that we know that it's a dead pig, I guess that kind of explains things.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, damn. Well, I didn't go anywhere. I stayed here.
But how was the job?
Oh, it's going really well.
That's really great to hear.
Yeah, no, it is. It's I think. Well, they were nice enough to give me 5 days off, last Thursday to this coming Monday to film my friend Devin's short film.
5 days.
Yeah, 5 days. It's a 5-day shoot.
This is a big movie.
Yep. But it's not like 5 12-hour days. It's short. Our longest day even wasn't super long. So it's been great. Like I haven't been on a film set in a really long time, but and the producer had mentioned they're not all like this. They're not all nice like this, but it's a small crew. Everyone is great. Everyone gets along and works really well together. And it's very weird not to know what the shot looks like when you're in front of the camera.
Right.
But seeing the director's reactions and stuff is very nice,
To quote Clerks 3, you trust the director.
Yes, is that a Clerks 3 quote?
Dante says something like that when he's in like the Limbo movie theater with Rosario Dawson, or
because he's talking about God.
No, he's talking about Randall. Or maybe he's talking about Ray. I see.
But who's the director of our lives, man?
Fuck, that movie's so deep.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it.
I know. Yeah, we should.
We're
going to watch Clerks 3 right after this. Yeah, so I was able to, before that, I was able to go see my family in Collingwood and say goodbye to my brother and sister-in-law and a little baby Murray as they head back to China. So they're in China now, hanging out. He's with a whole bunch of other babies. Like they shared.
He's on one of those baby farms.
Yeah, he's on one of those
Chinese baby farms.
Horrible Chinese baby farms. Look at this. It's
a
couch full of babies. Yeah, it's just a bunch of babies that, I guess the people at the school have been having babies. There's something in the water over there. Yeah. Anyway, I watched some good movies.
Same. The Fabelmans and Renfield.
And Renfield, yeah. I'll just quickly say the 3 that Devin, I'd asked kind of like, are there reference movies or ideas for this or that? And
good idea.
So I watched, in the days before work and stuff, Mon Oncle, or My Uncle.
Good French film.
Great French film, yeah.
The French, man, they make the best stuff.
Yeah, Jack Tati, right? And I watched Wanda, the Barbara Loden movie, which was amazing. But the one that really kind of clicked for me, and like as far as like approaching what kind of movie that were trying to make a little bit, although it's like obviously not at all like this. It's just the kind of vibe, I guess, was the Simon Lang film Vive l'Amour, which is also French for long live love, as they say. And I loved it. It's like really good. It's just perfect,
that's the French
like,
for you.
Melancholy. Yeah, it's not a French movie, but
They're just better than us.
yeah. Okay.
We should just submit.
Yeah. Good stuff. What else did I do? Oh, I don't know. Oh, William Friedkin died. That sucks.
Yeah. And we should mention, before the last, after we recorded the last episode, we saw Oppenheimer. You saw it again for your second time. All wonked out.
Juiced up, one tab.
And I watched it, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot. I thought it's a really interesting, like the way it's made is just pretty interesting. Like there are moments in the beginning, I don't know how long, quarter, sixth, eighth of the movie, where it's almost cut as if it is like a trailer or something. Like it's really fast paced.
Yes.
And it for me, it was fun to see his fast-paced breakneck style applied to a nerdy talking movie.
Yeah.
Like I did enjoy that.
I was thinking that the scene, one of the early montage scenes of Oppenheimer, like going to Europe and like discovering art and stuff. I was thinking of you like on your trip.
Yep.
Just it's like da 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 da, and you're like, oh, like the Mona Lisa.
Dude, yeah. It happened.
I know.
And cut to like a practical effect of some sort of like chemical reaction happening.
Yeah, and you're sitting in your hotel
me.
room throwing crystal glasses at the wall, so they break.
People are knocking on my door asking me to leave.
Yeah, they're like, those are going to be 15 euros a piece, please.
I did see the Mona Lisa. It is the Louvre. I did prefer. People told me that the Musée d'Orsay is better than the Louvre.
Less crowded.
It's just so much less crowded. The Louvre was crazy. It was one of the most crowded places I've ever been to, and I feel like you're probably the same. Where I've been to a lot of museums in my life. I've seen a lot of art. I've seen a lot of like sculpture and stuff, and the older Greek sculptures but there's so many people in the Louvre, and they all they're doing the thing where actually everyone's walking around with a 3DS, which was kind of surreal.
Right.
Like they give you 3DSs which have the map and they tell you info.
Yeah, and there's a virtual or an augmented reality aspect of it, is there not?
I didn't get a 3DS, so I don't know.
Damn.
But that'd be pretty sweet.
Right.
And they're also playing Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. But you're walking around and there's so many people and they all want to get their money's worth, so they're spending time just clogging up the walkways, like looking at things, and it's like, are you really like I've seen so much of that kind of old art, like the romantic kind of era art style, that I don't need to sit and like absorb every single painting for like 7 minutes a pop, It's like, okay, they loved painting gods and stuff, and representations of these old myths.
Right.
Really, like it's all fan fiction, all these like paintings, and that's cool.
But you don't have to really sit in and luxuriate in it.
How many times can you really watch Jesus get crucified? Or
because you're a Philistine, right? So
I am.
When you go to the museum, you're just ticking boxes.
Yeah.
check. You're not. You don't really understand how art is made, or you don't really have like an emotional appreciation for it. You can't really. You can't go up and look at the brushstrokes and like have some sort of emotional realization of connection to that, right? Because you're stupid, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just a cut of beef on a table. And I am dumber than the people who are like,
taking selfies with the Mona Lisa.
At d'Orsay, I have a whole series on my phone I was trying to take photos of the art, and I was like, why am I even doing this? But because there's so many people in the way, so I started taking photos of people taking the photos of the art. And my Mona Lisa, my magnum opus, was a woman who was FaceTiming in the Van Gogh wing. She was showing her friends live Van Goghs. Like there was one of his Starry Nights in one of his bedrooms, and she was just in front of them holding up her goddamn phone. So
That's
it looked
funny.
like two people in a car could
That's
see.
so funny. Well, there's another piece of classical art that I'd like to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Oh, hell yeah.
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 A living painting. I mean, really. Genuinely. Yeah.
I mean, off the top, let's get into it.
Sure.
I thought it looked great.
Yeah, I think so too.
The art style was super cool.
It's great. I obviously it owes a bit to that kind of like Spider-Verse stuff, like Sony Spider-Verse, which I did see the new one finally.
I haven't.
And I thought it was I liked it for the most part. It's a little long. It's a little bloated maybe. But yeah, but this style, like it's like grungier, it's like slimier, it feels like a comic book, but it also it's very rough around the edges.
Yeah,
which I really thought worked for the turts,
Do you ever play the video game Psychonauts or Psychonauts 2?
Sure, yeah.
Some
It
of
is
the
kinda
head
like
shapes
that.
kind of reminded
Yeah.
like they were very bizarre head shapes for some of the human and for the mutant characters as well, but I did really like it. And I do get the reference point of the Spider-Verse movies, but I kind of liked the way this one looked a bit more.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
There were dust clouds and explosions, but the dust clouds were just kind of like, penciled in lines kind of moving. It was,
Yeah.
I really admired the visual look of this.
Yeah, same. It's extremely impressive.
Seth Rogen did it all.
Yeah, it's all
By
hand shaded. Yeah,
Yeah.
by Seth. Well, so he didn't direct the movie.
No.
It's directed by Jeff Rowe, who worked on Gravity Falls and Disenchantment, like the Matt Groening thing.
I'm a big Gravity Falls fan.
Yeah, and he also co-wrote and co-directed The Mitchells versus the Machines, which was a similar kind of animated hit a couple of years ago. And he co-wrote the script. He directed and co-wrote the script for this one with Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, Dan Hernandez, and Benji Samit, who I don't really know, but...
And Dan Hernandez is, of course, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah.
No, it's a different Dan Hernandez.
Oh, you're right. This Dan Hernandez is the one who wrote Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Oh, one of our favorite movies.
one of the best movies ever made. I think we had been talking through the series. Well, first off, I'm excited that this is the last Ninja Turtles episode.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done with this. I mean, I'm tired for different reasons today, but genuinely, my current state does represent how I feel inside about watching these movies. Like
wow.
I like Ninja Turtles. I had a connection to them. I grew up with them. But I'm tired. I don't want to watch anymore. I almost watched Batman.
The Batman one.
Yeah, I almost watched it last night, but I was like, no, I just want to.
Too drunk.
I was just like, I just want to drink and stare at a wall.
Did you masturbate?
To the Batman?
No, just drunkenly.
Like, oh yeah, of course he did. Yeah, and it's always bad. It's always worse. It's just worse.
I feel the opposite to you. This movie kind of invigorated me,
Oh, well, but wait, let me say, I loved this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I felt great about it. And I'm excited that they're going to make more of these.
I don't know.
They are.
It's not a big hit.
They're going to make more.
Okay.
They already, there's going to be a TV show. And then there's going to be a sequel movie.
More trepidatious about the TV show. I'm like, could they keep up this level of quality even when it comes to the animation consistently episode by episode?
Yeah, TV show, who knows? It's and I mean, who knows if anything's ever going to get made ever again, right?
Yeah. Well, I like all the 90s kids, shout outs to Jeremy Gross, who were stoked for the Ninja Turtles then. This was the movie that they deserved. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you were old enough to want to go see the Ninja Turtles in theaters in the 90s, if this was what you got, you would have been, I don't know, like it'd be way bigger franchise than it kind of currently is. Like it took them this long to make, a good fun. And I'm not like crazy in love with it. I don't think it's a masterpiece or anything.
No,
we can get into it for sure.
Yeah.
But it just made me happy that like I hope kids go see this. You know, I hope.
Same.
I doubt they're interested.
Well, I saw this. I had time on Friday before the shoot to go to an 11:30 a.m. screening at Yonge and Eglinton, which is a theater I don't often go to. But it was me alone, and then 2 moms and a group of like maybe 6 kids.
Okay.
And then moms kept looking at me like, "Who's this fucking weirdo?" And I wanted to yell at them like,
I'm Ben from the franchisees.
I'm a podcaster, not a pervert." as if those are mutually exclusive.
Synonymous.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't. They were far away. I couldn't tell if they liked it or not. Maybe they didn't. Like I think I probably enjoyed it more than they did.
Oh.
It's hard to tell. But yeah, I was. This is a sign of. It's a bad sign when you're getting like older and you're turning into that Kevin Smith photo that he puts out after every Marvel movie, where he's like, he's like, it's like, it really hit me. I try to hold back the tears.
Yeah.
No, you didn't, Kevin.
Yeah.
But a couple times I got a little emotional at the movie just because it was good. I was just excited that it was like actually a good movie.
I felt the same towards the beginning, and then later on by the end, when some of my issues with it come from it does go over similar story beats we've seen before, but they're done well. And then the kind of like the themes that they go into later on in the movie are kind of things we've seen before in regards to the Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
But so there wasn't like anything super new with it, but at the beginning when I just you see the quality that it is, that was really touching. But then by the end I was like, okay, they kind of played it safe in some regards, as they should have.
Yeah.
But it did make me excited for where this version of the franchise might go next. And there was a mid-credit scene.
Yeah.
Which we won't spoil yet, I guess. But
some of that's, I mean, so like all the setting up the sequel stuff, but then also like, it's not like this movie like radically breaks new ground or whatever. And
no.
I mean, even in the like the Spider-Verse movies, even I think are a little bit more like radical in approach to like story, even though it's all the same. It's pretty much the same sort of stuff. But this movie, it's not breaking new molds or anything.
No.
Like it's right. The most distinctive thing it has about it is its art style.
Yep.
But the thing that I think separates it best from some of the other like either animated or live action movies is like the voice cast. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great kids.
They're actual
they're
kids. Yeah, they sound like teenagers. Yeah. And I was reading that, I mean, and I don't think this is really that uncommon anymore in voice acting. I think it just really depends on the project. But they recorded them together, right, to get them riffing and get them like kind of capture that energy, right? And you can tell like they feel like brothers,
Totally. There's not that like prima donna Corey Feldman energy, where he recorded his lines probably in a bunker far away.
Yeah. And also thankfully none of them sound like Johnny Knoxville, like a 35, 40-year-old man. They sound like kids.
I'm Leonardo and welcome to Ninja Turtles.
So stupid. It's like whose idea,
This is Katana circumcision.
Yeah. Just terrible.
This is bow staff dildo.
Yeah.
No, and honestly, the whole voice cast was pretty great. Jackie Chan as Splinter.
Oh yeah.
Very funny, very charming, very endearing. They, like I mentioned, they do go through the Turtles' origin story in this one again, and it's kind of delivered by Jackie Chan. And I was like, okay, here we go. But the kind of energy that he brings to it and his charm and his humor, it does elevate the retelling of their origin story for the I don't know, however many of the nth time we've seen it. Like I'm so sick of that origin story, but it was at least.
I actually thought of you when that happened, like because I remember you were like, I hope we don't have to like kind of do this and that. But it's a slightly different version of it, right?
Yes.
And yeah, it's like it's like seeing Uncle Ben die again in Spider-Man or whatever. True, but they got it over with quickly, and also they had it included that montage of like Hong Kong action stuff, which was really fun.
Yeah.
I think Jackie gives a really good performance.
I think the whole voice cast is really solid.
Yeah.
The mutants in the titular Mutant Mayhem.
Right.
So as you were saying, this origin story, slightly different. Baxter Stockman's kind of like a crazed scientist loser who doesn't have a family or friends, so he wants to create some with the ooze and with animals in his lab.
Yeah, he looked like crazy too.
Yeah. Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
that's funny. No, you're right. Yeah, it is. That's funny.
So and his lab, his basement lab, he's not working with the bad guys. But it gets like raided at the beginning, and a bunch of the animals he's working on get covered in the ooze, and he drops a lot of ooze into the sewers where the turtles are, of course, and Splinter. But so it's slightly different on that. In this case, the turtles, they refer to them as cousins to these other mutants that were created at the same time. That also include, Bebop and Rocksteady, but a lot of other mutants that I don't know if they're from the comics or from the TV show. I don't really remember, but the voice cast for these and these other mutants were really funny to me. Like I think Mondo Gecko is a big standout, which is Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
he's very funny. Who else do we got? We got Seth Rogen himself as he's Bebop. John Cena as Rocksteady.
Yeah,
they're pretty good. Post Malone's in there. Like I think he's the guy who's always singing. Ray Fillet. He's like a manta ray or something.
Oh right, yeah, okay, that was Post Malone. That's
yeah, like they're all pretty good. And Hannibal Buress, I believe, is Genghis Frog.
Yeah, okay. He doesn't have a whole lot of lines, I guess.
No, he doesn't. But, the idea that he's there and his name is Genghis Frog is kind of funny.
That is funny.
And then, of course, Ice Cube as the kind of main antagonist, Superfly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I don't know any of the actors for the Turtles because they're kids, I guess. I mean, maybe some of them are. Well,
I think they're like YouTube.
Two of them have Wikipedia pages.
One of them is a YouTube gamer guy.
Oh yeah, like Nicholas Cantu maybe is the gamer. Brady Noon, Shimon Brown Jr., Micah Abbey. And then we have Io Debris as April O'Neil,
and she's great.
And Maya Rudolph as Cynthia Utrum, the like evil lady.
Yeah, she's the head.
It's kind of a weird. I don't know, that character. I thought kind of fell a little flat. It's just not really.
She's not fleshed out. She's more like she's there, and they do some stuff with her. There's a whole joke like Jackie Chan's like, you can't go out in the human world; they're gonna milk you.
Oh yeah,
his big fear is milking.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll get into a bit of spoilers.
Yeah.
At one point, the turtles are trapped by these scientists, and they're trying to extract their blood.
Yeah, the ooze.
Jackie Chan's like, they're milking you or something, and they're like, oh my God, we're actually being milked. So she's kind of the head of that science. I forget the acronym, but it's the one that's in all of them, right?
DCRI.
DCRI, right?
Yeah. And I thought the characterization of April was good. Like everything is
different.
Everything is teenage, right? So it's like she's a teenage reporter, and
she's in high school, and she like wants to be a journalist.
Yeah. It's funny, but I think also because of that, being in high school, like she gets a lot of like high school typed lines or whatever. You know what I mean? If like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like. A lot of it's the April O'Neil role in general is thankless because it's like you have to react to the turtles. So a lot of the time it's just like the turtles will do something and then it's like, did that just happen? Like it's like kind of a bit of that humor, but like I was very funny and it's like it is funny, right? So
well, she just like you said, it's she's in high school in this case. It's a bit of a different take on the April O'Neil thing, and she kind of she does a good job. I was way more enamored with the turtles and the mutants. Like that was the real, like, her arc is kind of that she had a chance to be on the school's like closed circuit TV as a news reporter, and she vomits everywhere out of
stage fright.
Yeah.
They call it puke girl.
It is funny.
Yeah.
That scene. It's like a classic, like in all of Seth Rogen's movies, there's always kind of like an extended gross out sequence or something like that.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it, like
Me
how
too.
goopy it was.
Yeah.
The movie in general, like not slimy in the way that the Michael Bay ones were.
No.
Where it's like, oh, that's not right. Like the sewer feels kind of, like it, and
Michael
all
Bay's...
of those, most of those mutants, I think, are from the show.
Okay,
but,
so they
but,
are.
But also, like, the thing that they go into in depth about in that documentary is like characters were created for like a toy first. So like Mondo Gecko or whoever, it's like, okay, give us an illustration. And so illustrators were just like, okay, any mutant animal thing, and they would come up with all these ridiculous things and send in the concept sketch to like the toy company. Like, can you make this? Will this sell? And then if it was got greenlit there, it would like become a regular on the TV show, or at least have an episode introduced, right?
That's interesting. So they did take all those characters and those designs and kind of run them through the filter of like this movie's style and this movie's logic, which was kind of nice. Like these designs were, I don't know, they were interesting. Like, I don't know, like the Bebop design, like he still has the purple mohawk and stuff and those glasses, but it's a very, like, he's got this huge gut. He's got big nipple piercings, you know. It's not like it's not the Bebop that I know and am familiar with, but the Bebop that I know and am familiar with, hasn't really been working in film form. For however long.
He's only in Out of the Shadows, right?
Yeah,
I guess so.
And the knockoff version in Secret of the Ooze.
That's right. Terrible. Yeah, I mean, I think as far as the movie's plot goes, like, it is pretty straightforward, whatever. There's a lot of, and the themes is a lot of like, okay, Jackie Chan is an overprotective father, and like,
they want to be accepted by the,
they're fascinated by the human world, but because of this bad experience when they were younger, Jackie won't let them go. It's not Jackie, it's Splinter. It's Splinter. It's not Jackie Chan. And then so there's, and then they start sneaking out, and they start communicating with April, and they start trying to solve
smoking weed,
smoking weed, right?
Smoking Zaza.
Yeah, smoking Zaza. They're throwing rocks on cars at the overpass, and graffito tagging and all the other sort of youth, activities that one would get up to in New York City. But I feel like, as kind of straightforward as that is, which it should be, it's a kids movie, right? It's, it pays off really well. Like when they are trying to stop, like confront Superfly, the bad guy, and then they see all the other mutants, and they kind of get accepted, and they go to the mutant lair where everyone's playing video games. It's kind of like the other lairs in some of the other movies, right? Like everyone's having fun, and they're getting accepted there, and that's kind of a nice little thing, right? But then convincing the rest of the mutants that in fact, destroying humanity, like enslaving humanity.
Which is
like,
Superfly's plan.
Yeah, which is Superfly's plan.
Superfly being like the oldest of these mutants, because he was already kind of created when the thing up with Baxter Stockman happens at the beginning. Baxter Stockman Rush. He has like a real chip on his shoulder that the rest of the mutants don't necessarily really have. So he's kind of like the main... Well, he is the main antagonist.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good character too. Ice Cube did a great job.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a solid. I mean, pretty standard bad guy sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's good. And when they all team together, the last big fight where Superfly has been mutated further and is kind of become like a giant collection of animals and so on. Kind of like, they reference like Godzilla, but it's also sort of like Akira. Yeah, right? It's like the big blob, Voltron, yeah. And all the mutants like team up together, it's, and including, that's where we get the cameo from Kevin Eastman.
Yeah.
Right? He's the, when they need the help of the humans, and April hijacks the kind of CNN or whatever to tell them, oh no, the turtles and all these other mutants are actually helping to destroy the big mutant. We get that cameo from Kevin Eastman, like as like the first like good New Yorker guy to be like, I'll help you. Yeah, that's good.
Is Peter Laird okay? Because Kevin Eastman's been having these cameos. Has anyone checked in on Peter Laird?
Maybe he's not interested. He's older too, right? Than Eastman, wasn't that part of it? Maybe he's just not into it.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope he's okay too. Peter, if you're listening to this and you need help, blink at us, and we'll be able to tell. We'll be able to hear. Can you hear? Listen, I'm putting my ear up to the microphone.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything. He must be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what else about the movie? Like, I don't know. It's just cute. Like
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I like that for when Splinter has to save the boys from being milked. They give him a Jackie Chan style fight scene, which is great. Yeah, because he's spinning around in the chair, using the environment like to fight the guys.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
It was. I have my issues with kind of covering the same territory again and again, and nothing really new. But this was the funnest variation on the theme yet, and I hope kids go and see it because I think they would really dig it. I think they would have a lot of fun. I would be curious to see what they do with this version of the Turts.
I am curious. I hope that they get to still make movies and get paid properly for it in the future.
Speaking of strikes, I was really hoping this metro strike would be over by the time I got home.
Don't be a scab, Alex.
Well, yeah, I can't be.
Yeah.
I can't buy any groceries from the grocery store next door because it's just closed.
Oh, it's just closed.
Yeah, I don't think it's functional.
Oh, I thought if you wanted to, you could cross the picket line and go get food and then hang your head in shame.
No, I'm pretty sure it's closed.
Oh, okay. Well, then no big deal.
But I'm very hungry.
You're gonna just have to pony up and
very hungry.
Pay.
Go to the Shoppers.
5 times as much to get food at Shoppers. Yeah. Well, originally we wanted to have Jordan on the episode because technically this is a Jackie Chan film, one of relatively few North American, at least, Jackie Chan movies. But we couldn't get it together, unfortunately. But he did leave some voice messages for us, which I can play. Let's see if you can pick up on this at all.
Okay, here are my thoughts on the movie. I, first of all, don't have like a deep relationship or fondness for the Ninja Turtles. I liked them when I was a kid. It was like very popular and aggressively marketed towards children. And I really loved Turtles in Time. It's just like such a classic of going for a sleepover and your buddy has it and you play it all night. And the first movie was like edgy and scary, but in a really attractive and appealing way to me. And I still think those costumes are really cool. And it's a good adaptation of the first few issues of the comics from what I remember. I remember liking it. I watched it maybe, last time I watched it was like 10 years ago, and I still thought it was pretty cool. And then all the sequels suck, and I haven't seen the Platinum Dunes movies. Mutant Mayhem is by far the best Ninja Turtles movie. I came out of it kind of just feeling like it was the best piece of Ninja Turtles content that's ever existed. And I loved the fact that they felt like teenagers in it. I loved the voice acting. I liked that it set up like a weird status quo that felt very unfamiliar from what I know of the Ninja Turtles. The way it ends with like all those mutants living down there and Splinter married to a weird bug. That's the best thing about the movie, is the way it looks. It's so gross, and like it makes New York City feel like really alive, with not only like a living population, but also just so lived in, so fucking slimy and wet and dirty, and it's great. I love that stuff. I really didn't like all the setup stuff for the sequel, like the character with the accent, the lady who has nothing to do with the story going on. She's there's like a completely pointless, arbitrary scene, you know, she's like milking the Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's funny, and then Splinter gets a fun moment in that, so, but gosh, it just like doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie. It's a superficial complaint, but it's a little silly. Anyways, I thought it was great. Great movie. Okay.
So there's many more voice messages to play, which we will. What do you think about that? Is it the best Ninja Turtles movie?
I think it's the best Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
I think I have more fun playing the video games. I think I would have more fun playing Turtles in Time and even Shredder's Revenge from like last year or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think those might be my favorite pieces. Because at one point he says like the best piece of TMNT media.
Right.
I don't know. To me, it might still be the Vidya games.
Yeah, maybe.
But as far as movies go, yeah, this is easily the best Ninja Turtles movie.
I have a lot of nostalgia, I guess, particularly for the first one. I thought I had it for the second and third, but no. Well, I mean, to varying degrees. I think the first one is good. But I'd have to agree. This is definitely the best Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
Which is great. And it's exactly what we wanted out of the franchise, you know.
In France and in French-speaking countries, I saw posters for it, and the title was Ninja Turtles: The Teenage Years.
Yeah. Which is funny.
Yeah, like it sounds like it gives it more like heft, you know, like the teenage years. Like,
I mean, yeah, and it, like you were saying, like they should always. I mean, they're always in the teenage years.
Yeah.
But this is the only movie that actually feels like emphasizing like teenage is a part of it, right?
Yeah. Well, those Michael Bay produced one. Those were men. Mm-hmm. Those were men Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Like disgusting men.
Mutant men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else Jordan has to say here, okay?
Okay, I'm sending some voice memos. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. I just got out of the new Neil Breen film, which I enjoyed seeing with an enthusiastic audience. The group of people I was with, shout out Kenny, Kira, Lindsay, and then I met up with Aisha and Justin afterwards as well, but there was a discussion that took on more weight than it might have with other films of Neil Breen's. There was a discussion about how much of this was intentionally weird and like designed to provoke laughter versus how much of this is genuinely just eccentric. And yeah, I think there is starting to get the feeling is starting to show up that maybe he's become too aware of his own cult persona. So that's the Neil Breen film. That's why maybe these thoughts aren't going to be so coherent and might be rambly on the Ninja Turtles movie and Jackie Chan in it specifically. But I will offer those in separate messages, as well as maybe I'll offer some general just like reactions to Ben and Alex so that they can be fully integrated into the show, and it can be like I'm there. So I'll send a couple of those as well.
Well, let's hear them.
Okay. Jackie Chan is really funny and like giving like a full-on spirited performance. It's way more than I was expecting. I was expecting something similar to his performances as Monkey in the Kung Fu Panda movies, where he's pretty not asked to do a whole lot, and like you could so easily picture the performance where he's in the vocal booth and he's reciting the lines phonetically, so he's just kind of repeating after someone else, and it's not all that like charged with any sort of emotion or comedy. But he's really funny. I think he's probably the funniest character in the movie, and brings some pathos out of his character. It's just like way more fully developed than I was expecting. He's really funny. I know. I mean, Jackie's a really funny actor, obviously. And it was just delightful to see a movie where he's doing his thing full on as a voice actor. And they give Splinter some Jackie Chan stuff to do, which is really fun. And then in the scene where he's kind of explaining how he learned to fight and teach that to the Ninja Turtles, you get a great montage of some classic martial arts films. I couldn't list them all. Like, from memory, the two most famous ones that popped out were there's a clip from 36 Chambers of Shaolin, I'm pretty sure, and there's a clip of young Jackie in Drunken Master, I think. And that was really fun and exciting to watch. Yeah, he's great in it. It's honestly like maybe the best Jackie Chan performance or the best movie starring Jackie Chan in years. I'm trying to think of the last time he was in something good. It might be, there's a movie that some people like called The Foreigner, which is directed by Martin Campbell, where Jackie Chan is like very clumsily inserted into a film that's otherwise kind of a political thriller about the IRA. I don't think it's a good movie personally, but it's better than Kung Fu Yoga or Bleeding Steel or whatever the movie's called. What else is there to say about Jackie in this movie? Nothing off the dome. Nothing else I got. But this is a report that I'll file on his performance. Is that it's really good. It's definitely better than it needed to be, or than I thought it was going to be, and it fits into the movie really well.
Okay, well, that's the official Jordan Jackie Chan take.
Quick retort, Jordan. I thought Mondo Gecko was possibly the funniest character in the film.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm a big Paul
Rudd guy.
Paul Fart, send me a jar of your Rudd fan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, as Jordan promised, we won't have time to edit these into the episode, unfortunately, but I'm just going to play a couple more things that make it sound like he's here with us, okay?
So true, Ben. And, well, okay, yeah, no, go ahead, Alex. Oh, yep, that's right. No. Alex, no. Oh, no, Alex, no. Come on. If you're talking about other movies in this podcast, I'll say that I don't think I like Oppenheimer. I'm mid on Barbie. I think A Fire is great. And what else? That's everything I can think of right now.
That "oh no, Alex" was probably to my
Shout out Alex.
Whistler's mother joke. Whistler's mother found in the rain joke.
That's a hot take.
Oh, yeah, did you hear that?
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Oh, we're full of them. We're full of those.
Oh, one last thing I wanted to say that's really important. This actually, I you need to include this if you're going to include anything, is that Ben got cropped. Ben was in a picture with Drew Barrymore, and he got cropped out of it. It's really funny. So, and there's been a 4-episode streak, I think, of talking about it on the podcast. So I just want to keep the streak alive that we need to talk about how Ben got cropped. I don't know if there's anything new to say in particular. I mean, it's funny to imagine Ben getting cropped out of other things, you know? We posted a whole bunch of pictures on our Instagram that has Ben cropped out of them just for fun. Ben got cropped out of the Justin Trudeau pictures of himself going to see Barbie with his kids and Oppenheimer. Ben has been cropped out of the job he had with his aggressive multi-level marketing scheme company. What else has Ben been cropped out of? I don't know. What else can we crop Ben out of? Ben got cropped out of the Ninja Turtles. He was one of the Ninja Turtles. And he got cropped out.
Okay, that is the last message.
Sure did.
Yeah. Well, one thing, Jordan was actually on set as a background actor on one of the days we were filming, and we were joking like, you know, the one great thing about being the lead of this movie is that there's ain't no way I'm going to get cropped out of this one.
Oh, that'd be funny.
It's just not possible. Like you know, like if you crop out your lead actor, then you don't have a movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like this is my meal ticket.
Well, tell that to the guy who made Skinamarink.
That's a good point. The John Skinamarink.
Yeah.
Who thought he was going to be a star, and then, dude.
Just crop those kids out of everything.
Yeah. Well, I know this has been kind of a weird episode, what with reading lots of messages from people and then listening to iPhone messages.
This is going to be a hit.
This one's going to be a hit
episode.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
This one's going to tank us.
Yeah, it might. I mean, you know, and that's okay. Listen, it's I feel like too it's you know, the last half of August, people are trying to fit in all that summer stuff that they've been procrastinating about. You know, people are trying to get laid, right? People are trying to go to the frickin' beach, you know? What else? People are trying to get that last tan in, you know, before we all get sickly
Canadian
looking.
winter sets in. It sets in late August.
Yeah. So listen, I understand if you don't have time to, like, you know, devour a bunch of podcast episodes. That's good. That's healthy.
Before I forget, I wanted to shout out great soundtrack in this movie too.
Oh yeah.
I caught cuts from De La Soul. They had I Know and what else? There was No Diggity during a fight scene that was used well. And then Tribe over the credits. It was
it was really good.
It was a very good soundtrack. How many mutants out of a mayhem
of mutants.
10 mutants
would
you give this movie?
Oh boy. Geez. I mean 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I'm pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
Like 8 almost out of principle, but then like 7.5 in terms of my actual, you know, enjoying it. Like I did have some qualms with the story, and like, you know, I have high hopes for the future.
Children's movie.
Yeah, it is a kids movie.
It's a kids movie.
Yeah.
But it's very good, and it's definitely the best Ninja Turtles movie. I mean, keeping in mind, I didn't actually get around to watching Batman versus the Ninja Turtles.
Which might be.
But theatrically released Ninja Turtles movies, you know, this makes TMNT look like dog shit.
TMNT is dog shit, and this just makes it look like really worse like a 4K photo of dog shit, like where you could really see just how
you can smell
diseased this dog was.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a photo of you on the dead pig.
Oh, that photo is charming and cute.
Not anymore. Now it's creepy.
That's how you know. It's cursed. It truly is a cursed image.
It's cursed. Yeah, so same for you, right?
Yeah. That being
said, it's good.
How would you rank them?
Okay, well, this is really something. So how many? Wait, okay. Okay, so, okay. What's it? Okay. I was rubbing my hands together like, ooh, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the worst one?
Either TMNT
Yeah.
or, I don't know, man. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 is so boring.
It is.
Like,
it's
I think I
boring,
might have
but
enjoyed watching both Michael Bay ones more than that one.
Interesting. I don't know.
That one might be my least favorite, unfortunately. And that's the one I have the most nostalgia for, which is the saddest part.
All right, here's my ranking, okay?
Yeah,
And it's okay if yours is different. We're different people.
of course.
It's okay. I think just the least pleasurable for me might have been TMNT.
It's bad.
Just because even the Michael Bay ones and even the sequels to the original film, there's still more to look at. There's still something to hang on to.
Yeah, because they've got the
of.
effects, whereas that one was animated, but the animation was boring,
It's
and
bad.
there's nothing interesting they do.
No,
It's short though.
it is short. So I'm going to put that at the bottom.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the reasoning.
Then I'm going to put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014, the reboot.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. Then I'm going to put, which I think is very bad. I think it's bad. It's not funny, and it sucks. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Yeah.
Because it sucks. Yeah.
It's so boring.
For a movie where they go back to feudal, the one good thing it has going for it is the turtle design,
Yeah.
the armor,
Yeah.
which is funny. And I had the toy of it, and I loved it. So that's why.
Sure.
Then it gets a little weird, because remember on Out of the Shadows we were asking, like, is Out of the Shadows like kind of more fun than Secret of the Ooze?
Look, I will. Either one you pick. Let's face it. All of them are kind of bad.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to put Out of the Shadows 2016, the sequel to the 2014 reboot,
Sure.
and Secret of the Ooze at the same level.
Okay. Why not?
Why not? Because Secret of the Ooze has some fun stuff in it, namely the
They're
animatronic
babies.
Vanilla Ice puppet.
Yeah.
Them as babies, yeah. And Out of the Shadows has some fun stuff in it as well. Genuinely, it's genuinely a fun movie. Even though it does look kind of bad, right?
That's part of the fun.
Yeah. And then, I got to say, it's not a surprise, seeing as how we just said this was the best Ninja Turtles movie. But then, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990,
Yep.
number 2. Number 1, Mutant Mayhem. Like, way to go, Seth Rogen and company. You made the best one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
okay. What do you think? Something similar?
Pretty similar. Like TMNT. To me, TMNT, Ninja Turtles 3, that 2014 one, are pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
Like, they're all... I don't like them all. I mean, you know what? Like, you're right. Maybe TMNT is the worst because it's animated and it's, like... especially after watching Mutant Mayhem, it's so void of fun for an animated Ninja Turtles movie
It's so
when it should be so fun.
It's really bad.
It's really boring.
Yeah.
It's like the worst of all worlds. Because even with the Michael Bay ones, you can gawk at how slimy and slick they are.
There's lots to gawk at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe TMNT is the worst, followed by Ninja Turtles 3. But to me, those are kind of interchangeable. Mm-hmm. And then 2014 Ninja Turtles. I put that one above. Yeah, I think I would rather watch that one than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, just because 3 was so boring.
It's boring.
I couldn't believe I watched it so much as a kid because it's so
boring.
Which it speaks to the design of the costumes and their armor and stuff. Because the things with Elias Codius' second character, it's all so boring. It's just such a boring movie.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'd almost rather watch Knoxville Ninja Turtles over that one, because at least you're watching and you're being like, that's terrifying, and that's Johnny Knoxville as Leonardo the Ninja Turtle. Then
yeah, fair enough.
Out of the Shadows and Secret of the Ooze to me are also very interchangeable. Mm-hmm. They're both fun in different ways. Secret of the Ooze is shorter, so maybe that gets like a leg up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. You know what? Just to be a bit different, I'll put Secret of the Ooze below the Out of the Shadows, and I'll put the Out of the Shadows a bit higher just because I don't have a real good reason. They're pretty interchangeable. And then the 1991, it made me laugh. It was a fun episode to record.
Yeah.
Like the them being ninjas and hiding when they, their giant costume. It's funny.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's got a bit of everything, right? There's something to look at.
Yeah.
There's something to laugh at. And then I don't know. It was the first time around. It's got their racer head animatronic turtle babies.
Yeah.
And then this one for sure, head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah,
and that being said,
it's
still a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10.
Well, yeah, there's not going to be a Stone Cold Ninja Turtles masterpiece, is there? What do you
not
think?
with that attitude.
Yeah, I guess not.
We got to make it.
Well, until Hollywood decides to pay people for their work,
yeah, we're not doing shit.
No one is going to make it.
Yeah.
We got another franchise coming up.
We certainly do. Well, Halloween is right around the corner.
Yeah, as you know, going back to our roots, our very first series we did last October.
Yeah.
We are going to do a horror franchise for the first time since then.
There's a lot of them.
We're going to do at least one a year, and they're long, right?
Yeah, typically.
So, in order to fit this gargantuan franchise in, to line up with the new release, the 10th entry in the series.
Have you figured out what it is?
That is coming out at the end of October.
I think our listeners are pretty smart. I think they probably saw it coming.
Do you think?
They saw it coming.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb. if they listen to this episode right now, if they listen to the full thing.
Yeah, if you listen to this full episode, I apologize. It's a little low energy. It's a miracle we pulled it together at all. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be coming back next week. New franchise, reinvigorated. No more Ninja Turtles. I found my original comic, one of some of my comics. I should have brought them in.
Oh, right, yeah, you sent me a photo.
But it's over, and we're never talking about them ever again, because next week we are starting with part 1 of the 10-part Saw franchise.
Do you want to play a game?
Call it.
Yeah, it's just Anton Chigurh.
How much have you ever lost in a Saw trap?
You have spent your life watching movies, watching others live their lives. Now it is time to embrace life to the fullest, Ben. In front of you are your nuts.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm so ready.
And a scalpel.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
You got to cut open your nuts to retrieve a key to some sort of vivisection machine.
Okay, no problem. I am actually really excited to watch these.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be fun. I know you were kind of saying, alluding to it being like tough. And yes, there are 10 of them, and yes, a lot of them are probably not very good.
No.
But they're going to be funny.
Oh,
It's going to be funny.
I've seen maybe four of them. 4 or 5, 6 or 7. I'm a big Saw fan.
Yeah.
I have a
I think I've only seen 3. 1, 2, and then Spiral, unfortunately.
Yeah. I've seen 1, 2, 3, and then one of the ones in between, and then Spiral. So yeah, I guess I've seen 5. But I've watched a lot of compilations of the gore traps.
As have I, yes.
Because those are really funny, and the things between the gore traps do infuriate me. They piss me off.
I'm sure.
Piss me off a lot.
Well, then we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to... scheduling is a bit of a weird thing, with my new job and the shifts and stuff, but we're going to figure it out, and we're going to try to have some good guests on as well. There's lots of... there's quite a rabid fan base for this series.
Yeah.
Even if... I think... particularly because of how absurd the lengths that they go to create and maintain the lore of this franchise. To
Oh,
connect
yeah.
them is very funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, when it seems obvious to me, you could just do one-offs, right?
I mean-
Like even Spiral, which seems like a one-off, like does have to connect to everything else, right?
And from the get-go, like the first one already just it's on such slippery footing with such massive plot holes. I know people have love for that first one.
Yeah.
I also think it kind of sucks. I don't really like this franchise at all. It'll be fun, like you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got huge plot holes, and so it starts off on that foot, and they only get wider and wider. And it's funny to see how wide a plot hole can get.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we've said before, CinemaSin style, that sort of stuff doesn't bother me most of the time. Sometimes it does. If the movie demands to be taken seriously and does not have like a sort of like cohesion to it, then it can bother me. But for
Yeah.
something like this, it's like,
I think it's going to bother you.
you think so?
I
Well,
think
we'll see.
it's so yeah.
All
we'll
right,
see,
I'm
but-
excited. I'm excited. So yeah, join us next week.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing it. We're going to be watching Saw, the original, 2004, the war in Iraq, raging, torture porn, Saw and Hostel, and anti-American sentiment and enhanced interrogation techniques.
Oh, God.
All of these things swirling in the air.
Who's on the radio?
The
Hey Ya. The soundtrack to all this madness. Speaker box and The Love Below.
all right.
All right, now, ladies.
Yeah. Fucking millennial wedding song for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we will see you next week in the torture dungeon. Bring your own instruments.
AKA the studio.
Yeah.
The flogger will be out.
Oh yeah.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
I love to eat pizza, I love to save money, and I love the Ninja Turtles. Pizza Hut tests underground deliveries ahead of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie release. The Turtles are coming back to theater, and they need Pizza Hut, so we tested a radical idea to deliver pizza underground.